Alright, now we're going to start the chapter 7 and 8, or the algebra review for exam. Alright, starting with problem number 29, this problem is about translating English words into algebraic symbols and statement. So half a number, remember anytime you see a number, we're talking about a variable. So half a number means 1/2 times x. Decreased by means minus 11. Okay, number 30, this is an order of operations problem. It says simplify and show all your steps. So if you recall the order of operations, it's parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide from left to right, add, subtract from left to right. Okay, so everything in parentheses are grouping symbols first. In this problem, you see we've got grouping symbols inside of grouping symbols, so you have to work from the inside out. So we'll start with that first set of parentheses, and you get 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, we still have things to do in the grouping symbols, and in the grouping symbol you see we have either subtraction or exponent. Well, exponent comes before subtraction, so that would be 3 squared or 9. Now inside the grouping symbol we still have a subtraction to do, so 4 minus 9 is negative 5. And now we either multiply or exponent, and of course exponent comes first, so negative 5 to the third power is negative 125. Finally multiply by the 9 and you get negative 1125 as the answer. Okay, problem number 31. There's implied grouping symbols when you have the division bar like that, so it means to do everything in the numerator first, so we would square the 4 first to get 16. And then in the denominator you'd do 4 minus 2 or 2. And remember we have to do the addition next because we're understood that there's a grouping symbol here. So the next step would be 20 divided by 2. And then the last thing to do is the division. So that answer would be 10. Okay, problem 32 and 33 are the same as the ones we just did, except you have one additional step. Substitute in the values for A, B, and C first. So B is 6, and it says to square it, minus 4 times A, which is negative 2, and C, which is 3. Now follow the order of operations. Well, exponent first, and now we have multiplication next. So minus, and then when you multiply all this together you get negative 24. And then finally minus a minus is a plus. And then when you add that together you get 60. Okay, number 33. Substitute first. A is negative 2, B is 6, and C is 3. Grouping symbol first. Negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8. Multiplication next. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. Subtraction last. 16 minus 3 is 13. Okay, solve each equation. It's an equation if it has an equal sign. If it doesn't, it's not an equation, it's an expression. And expressions, all you do is collect like terms. You only solve things that have equal signs. So the goal is to get the variable by itself, so I need to get rid of the minus 17, so I will add 17 to both sides. When I say both sides, I mean both sides of the equal sign. Without an equal sign, you don't do that. Okay, so we get x equals, and negative 6 plus 17 is 11. X is by itself, you're done. 35. Trying to get the W by itself, so how do I undo divide by 3? Well, you multiply by 3, and I multiply on both sides. The 3's cancel on the left, you get W equals 13 times 3 is 39. Since the variable is by itself, you're done. Okay, with problem 36, same directions, but the first thing we want to do is get rid of any parentheses. So in this case, I can't collect any terms on the inside because they are not like terms. So what I have to do is distribute. So I'll bring down the 4x plus 1 and I will distribute the 2 to the terms inside the parentheses. So that gives me 2x minus 4. Bring down the minus 3. Okay, on the left side we can't do anything just yet because they're not like terms, but on the right side you have two terms that are like terms, so you need to combine them. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Now you have that classic variables on both sides, what I call your Gini problem. So we want to bring variables to the left. That cancels the variable on the right, and you get 4x minus 2x is 2x plus 1 equals negative 7. Numbers to the right, so I want to get rid of the 1, so I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. That gives you 2x equals negative 8. And last step, divide by 2, so x equals negative 4. And that's the final answer. Similar problem, number 37, we want to distribute first. So that's 6x plus 3. Bring down the minus 5x. Bring down the 2x plus 2. We have like terms to collect on this side. 6x minus 5x is x. Bring down the plus 3. Bring down the 2x plus 2. And now you have the exact same type of problem we just did, meaning variables on both sides. So bring your variables to the left. So I'll subtract 2x. That's 1x minus 2x is negative 1x plus 3 equals 2. Subtract 3. Bring down the negative 1x, and 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Divide by negative 1, and x equals positive 1. Okay, one more equation to solve. Here we don't have any grouping symbols to get rid of, but we do have some like terms to collect on the right side. 7z plus 1z is 8z. Now you're back to that classic problem, variables on the left, numbers to the right, etc. So subtract the 8z, you get negative 3z minus 3 equals negative 5. Get rid of the number by adding 3 to both sides. Negative 3z equals negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. And finally divide by negative 3. Recall that a negative divided by a negative is a positive. This doesn't divide evenly, so leave it in fraction form. Okay, you'll notice the difference between the problems we just did and these is that it does not say solve, it says simplify. That's because there is no equal sign. So you still get rid of the parentheses by distributing, so we'll distribute. What we're distributing here is a negative 5, so that becomes negative 30x. Negative 5 times negative 8 is positive 40 plus 30. No equal sign, guys, so we don't want to bring anything to both sides. We don't have both sides to do that. All you do is collect like terms. So here we have 2x minus 30x gives you negative 28x. 40 plus 30 is 70. You're done. No more like terms, no equal sign. You're not trying to get x by itself. Let's do the same thing here with number 40. No parentheses to deal with, no equal sign to solve, so we're just collecting like terms. So 13x minus 81x gives you negative 68x. 62y minus 18y gives you positive 44y. No more like terms, nothing more to do. That is the answer.